Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we got Chris Mack from Lost Soul Tattoo up in Racine, Wisconsin. We've talked to him before. He's been on our sponsored list for years now. I love him, love his wife Lauren, great people. So if you're in the area or if you're looking to get tattooed, go see this man. He rocks. How you doing today, Chris?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, it's been way too long. I miss you, my brother. I
I know I stopped seeing you for a while. You quit doing the shows for a little bit.
I kind of went absentee on life for a short bit, but that's neither here nor there. I'm back and ready to participate in full again. So, I mean, we all get that from time to time. How is life up there in Wisconsin, man? You staying busy?
Um, we're in a little bit of a slowdown right now, but dealing with that. Right now, it's super cold in Wisconsin, so that's probably first priority, is just making sure you stay warm.
Uh, Not dying is kind of important. So you guys are still dealing with the polar vortex up there, or is this a second one coming through?
Right now, we're in a heat wave. It's like 30 degrees out. But
Same here. I woke up, it was 42 when I left the house today, and like just even a week ago we were in single digits. So yeah, business is slow there too now, and we haven't talked a little bit ahead here, so I don't know what's going on. I think it's a little slow for everybody right now. I don't know if it's just the economy, if it's interest rates, if it's I'm not sure exactly what it is, but a lot of tattooers I'm talking to are a little slow right now, and it reflects in their purchases. It reflects in our revenue. So, we're doing what we can to stay alive and keep the struggle bus moving and help people where we can in this time of need. So, yeah, here's the thing: we're recording this, so I don't want to get too nosy or whatever. So, feel free not to answer anything you don't want to. But like, has it dropped off a lot, or is it just kind of just slowed back, give you a little bit of a rest area?
I would say it just says slowed a little bit. Like I keep myself usually fairly busy, sometimes overly busy. And what I've noticed is that some of the people that work in my shop here uh, grinded to a halt a little bit early. Usually, you have like what we term as no show November, but
Right.
that's to have happened in September this year. So I feel like they're still struggling a little bit, but it is picking up.
Okay. So
I
just kind of,
don't
I mean, we always get that slow season. So this one
right.
just got extended a little bit on both ends.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little longer. And what I've noticed when I talk to my customers is just that they don't have the money right now. They're struggling a little bit. So, I mean, that's understandable.
Well, everything costs a little more these days, so there's a little less extra money for the fun things like tattoos, probably. But you say things are picking up, right? So I'm happy to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Good,
things are.
good, good to hear. Because that means if they're starting to pick up for guys like you now, that means they're going to start to pick up for us pretty shortly. So that's awesome news. I've been seeing some killer pieces from you on Instagram lately, man. You did a piece that had some like medieval armory type of stuff going on there. I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. Absolutely rock.
Yeah. So a young lady came in. She owns a bar down the street, and owning the bar and stuff is kind of new to her. Her family's got some businesses that they've been building for a while, and so I think that kind of just reflects on her personality. So that artwork is just a little bit of her flexing her own muscles, saying that this is me.
Nice, nice. Little warrior princess action going on. So
Absolutely.
very cool. But the piece was just done super, super well, man. I was like, I don't get a lot of time to just scroll on IG and kind of, throw the hearts and the likes and the comments, but I've been trying to do that a little bit more lately. So I was scrolling by and that was one that definitely stopped me in my tracks. And I was really excited to see that it was done by you. So yeah, man, your work's coming along really well. I'm just absolutely loving what you're doing. So now, are you doing any shows this year? Have you got anything in the works, guest spots? What's 2024 look like for you?
I am doing some shows this year. Last year, I joined the Industry Angst team, and so as part of my responsibility to them, I've tried to take on some more shows so that I can be a little bit more present in the industry. So
Absolutely.
planning maybe Chicago because I live right in between Chicago and Milwaukee. So maybe both of those. Milwaukee, Chicago. I just got invited to Health City, Phoenix, so I'll be doing that this year.
Nice.
And I also do the Puerto Rico show every year. Invited to that, so I'll probably be doing that if they have that this year.
That's awesome, man. I'd like to go out to Puerto Rico. Troy always has an invitation to go out there and stay at his place. I just haven't taken him up on it yet. So tell me, like, what's been your focus in art lately here? Like, I mean, you do some cool color work, you go do some really cool black and gray. What's been the focus as of late?
My focus is always to make sure that my tattoos heal properly. Um, on top of that, I just want to make sure that I keep furthering my artistic goals. Just because I do nice work doesn't mean that I don't have my vision set much further. I want to do some groundbreaking work. I want to do stuff that makes me happy.
Well, I see it definitely. Your skills are elevating every year without a doubt. But like usually along those journeys, people pick like more short-term goals, like, oh, I'm going to focus on my black and gray or my color work, I mean, you sound more like me. My goal was always to make my customer happy, and obviously a trauma-free tattoo. If that was kind of the goal. But not screwing it up is goal number one, and making the customer happy is goal number two. I assume you're mostly doing your own artwork. Are you driven more by the customers' wants and needs? Are they bringing you stuff that they want, or are they just bringing you ideas and let you run with the idea?
We have a consult first. After the consult, I like to get as much information from the customer as possible. And then I do a lot of the research. There's things that I really like to draw, and I draw that completely freehand. But right now, my main focus is on realism and trying to get things as perfect as possible. So I do rely a lot on the internet. I rely a lot on other images and stuff, but I also alter those images to fit what I need in my artwork. So I'm not just pasting something and it just looks like a sticker on there. I'm really trying to adjust that so that it flows well with my artwork or whatever I'm trying to present.
Yeah, it's a reference. That's what it's intended for. Now, let me ask you. I was talking with Joe Anderson last week. Tech Gun Joe, missed that guy too. And we were talking, and he was talking about how he can spend 8 or 9 hours in preparation for a tattoo that'll be done in half that time. Are you putting that much time into the designs and the artwork ahead of time? Are you putting an equal amount of time into your art as you would the tattoo? Is it more or is it less, do you think? I was just curious because it seemed insane that he spent that much time to me.
Um, I think Joe's a little different in his artistic style. Like he prefers to hand draw everything, and he's amazing, and everything is perfect. Whereas I'm taking pictures and I'm adjusting them, or I'm changing lighting, or I'm erasing a part of it, adding a part. I don't have to spend as much time on that design. So usually my design is done within maybe 5 or 6 hours, but it's going to take me maybe 15 to 20 hours to tattoo it.
Okay, so it's a little bit of the reversal. I just,
Yeah.
I'm curious because tattooing's evolved quite a bit from the days I was tattooing on a daily basis. So for me, the average tattoo I did was more or less like flash or flash side and related. So, I would quickly get a rough sketch out, maybe some hard lines, show the customer and go, hey, this is where I'm headed. What do you think? And then jump in the skin and go. That's how I liked to work. Large scale pieces, I would probably spend a few hours designing the main layouts for like a sleeve or a back. But the time I would spend designing the piece was always, I'll say proportionally, maybe 20% of the time it would take me to tattoo. So that's how, because I didn't feel like I got paid to draw. I got paid to tattoo. So my focus was after a pretty sketch or whatever, getting the customer's approval, and then the tattooing part, because that's where I paid my bills. But this day and age, it's different. The art is the dominant factor, which is kind of cool. But I'm just curious how artists today are allotting for that in the pay scale. And again, I don't want anybody to throw any secrets out here or personal information, but I'm curious how the world has changed a little bit. Do you consider your tattoo time, or do you consider your rate for tattooing to compensate part of your drawing or not? I don't.
I mean,
I
the
don't
way I
know.
feel about that is that, I mean, I had set my pay up to a certain level, and I feel like part of that pay comes with that design. So, in making a deal with a person and they pay me a deposit to design their tattoo, the whole process is paid for in that tattoo. And I make relatively good money. And
Yeah,
so um, I don't feel as though I'm losing anything. I feel like the payment for that design, as long as you sit down in my chair and you get the tattoo, then I'm being paid for that.
okay. Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, it's obviously that sum of money's got to cover everything, but I'm just curious as to the thought process, whether artists ahead of time are thinking, okay, like during the console, in your brain, you're like, all right, this is worth. I'm going to spend 5 hours designing this, and I don't know, just go throw some random numbers out there, just to put numbers to the equation. So, maybe $50 an hour to draw, and then
I got you.
$100, $200 an hour to tattoo. Is that thought about ahead of time, or do you just look at it and go, that's a $1,500 piece and all inclusive done deal?
So it's an interesting question because I got into tattooing because I just loved it, and I would tattoo for free if I had to. So I never ever consider money. I just design it. If you like it, then we'll sit down and do it, and you just pay me for my time on that day. So I never really consider how much a tattoo is going to cost. I never consider how long it's going to take me to design. I just really design something that I think that they're going to enjoy, and I think they're going to enjoy it because I enjoy it. Um, and I'm assuming, if they enjoy it, they're going to buy it, and that's going to pay me for that time. I never consider them. I really just want to consider the art first and make sure that the artwork is great.
Okay. So you design it or you work on it until the piece looks right. And that's just that. And if it takes extra time, it takes extra time and all that.
That
Yeah. I mean, when I started tattooing, money wasn't really a consideration either. It was really just a passion, an absolute love for tattooing. And the fact that my friends were stupid enough to, you know, let me modify them for life or whatever was kind of like honor enough. And then they're like, oh, wait, you can get paid to do this too. And then it was a
yeah,
whole different spiral after that when it's like, oh, this could actually be a career choice. So,
and you can get paid a lot of money. This is weird to me. I have no skills. If I couldn't tattoo, I'd be a homeless bum.
well, what's funny is I was digging through cleaning out some boxes and storage in the basement of the house here not that long ago, and I'm coming across a lot of cool stuff, and I'm releasing little pictures of some of the mementos here and there as I find them. And I found a desk calendar. You know the ones that take the whole desktop with the big squares and lines on them for each day. And I'm looking through that, and you can see how many 0 days I would have tattooing back then, and how I would have a $40 tattoo, maybe a $60 tattoo, and we're talking a long time ago. And I was happy to go home with over $100 in a day. I mean, it was a big deal to go home with $100 in a day, and that just wouldn't cut mustard at all this day and age. I mean, well, everything's so much more expensive, but I mean, like I want to say when I started tattooing, I think I had, what was it, $30 minimum or something. It was just absolutely insane. You couldn't even, you could barely buy the materials to do a tattoo for that nowadays. So yeah, it's, yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I used to be fairly cheap, and it was you talking to me at the shows that made me increase my price. And now, I'm making a decent living. But back then, I think maybe I was charging like $60 an hour.
Yeah. And that is, okay. There are tattooers out there probably that should be working at, that level when they're learning. But your skill level is far above that, man. I'm glad you're able to make a good living nowadays. And and I know Lauren likes nice things, so you if you want to keep that young lady happy, you got to make some cash. So, but I'm awesome. Ugh, words are hard today, apparently, but I'm excited that things are going so well for you, man. But
I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like a lot of that is owed to you because I didn't feel like I was able to make that money where Racine is kind of not the city you would be making good money like that, but I think it was your influence, Frank's influence kind of helped push me to raise my rates a little bit.
well, I mean, you're worth it. You're absolutely worth it. There are people out there that charge way too much to exceed their skill level for sure. But and again, I shouldn't be anybody to judge that either, because if customers are standing in line and paying you for your work, whatever you're asking, then you're worth it. You're worth whatever people are willing to pay. That's capitalism, and that's how it goes. But some people, I feel, charge a little bit more than they should. And then there's people like yourself that are absolutely just giving the house away. But there's, there's, I think it's important that people raise their rates on an annual basis, just like you were working in any other field. You would expect some sort of an annual increase in wages. You can't allow that increase in your pay rate to exceed the area you live in, because that, your customer stream and your income stream is going to dry up to nothing. But I like I said, it depends on the region you're in. It depends on your skill level. There's so many factors, but I'm spending a lot more time talking to people about finance lately. And I don't know why. I'm just really curious as to how the game has changed compared to when I was doing it. So anyway, so what else is going on up there on your end?
Since I've seen you last time, we've got a second location now in Kenosha.
Awesome.
A couple people working there. Lauren's getting all of her vacations in, so we're off all the time, somewhere sunny.
If you can do that, all the more power to you, man. So, like the second location, what brought that on, man? That's a big move.
Well, it's primarily my wife wanted space to work. She does skincare, so she wanted her own space. Building was kind of large, and I had extra room, in order to finance her having a spot. I put a couple extra tattoo artists in there, so they're doing their own thing. They're just renting space from me. They got their own shop and everything, and so it's basically just to provide a space for my wife to do her thing.
Right. Hey, way to support her. She's worth it, man. She's worth it.
For sure.
And if not, she's going to kick your ass. So
Probably going to do that anyway.
yeah, hey, you like it. But I'm really hoping to run into you at some point this year. I haven't booked any kind of real schedule yet. I'm just kind of roughly feeling it out. I don't know if I'll ever get back to doing the big old circus event with the whole rigging and chaos and traveling around with hundreds of thousands of dollars and crap. That's after not doing that, I just realized how much work that was, and I don't know if I have it in me anymore. Yeah. Maybe someday get a dedicated road crew to do that, but I can't. I can't go spending 26 weeks a year on the road. That hurts.
That's why I take vacations with the wife, because I spend my time here. So I have to make that up somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the Paradise gathering if you're ever doing that again.
I'm sure you're welcome to go there. In fact, we will get you the information for that as soon as we get off of here. The meetup thing I haven't done again yet. Like I said, I'm just getting back in my own headspace. I would like to do something small scale like that again, either here or a different part of the country. I'm not even sure. Figure out. I might want to do one of those in the Midwest. So who knows? Maybe we somewhere out by you or at least in that area, possibly in the future. But that was nice. That was only what we had about 45 people there. That was cool. But then again, that's not like, there's no money to be made there. That's really just kind of like a little gathering of friends. But it was inspirational. It was motivational. It was just a good time. So
Informational.
yeah, informational, motivational, just all around meeting of the minds type of thing, which is kind of what I dig on, rather than the chaos of the mainstream shows so much. I enjoy those, but I only want a couple of those a year, really. So yeah, we'll piece something together. But if you're interested in Paradise, I'll have Gabe send you all the information when we get off here, and he's doing the full show this October. So for anybody listening, I think it's the third week of October. Paradise Tattoo Gathering, Jiminy Peak Mountain Resort here in Hancock, Massachusetts. Some of the world's best coming in, and it's more about seminars, teaching, learning, growing, all that other fun stuff. Huge names, good times. Okay, enough for the infomercial. But yeah, we got to get you back out east here a little bit here. Guest spot at Frank's or something. We'll figure it out.
For sure.
All right, man. I don't want to take too much of your time today here, and I'm a little bit pressed for time because I do want to get packed and get on the road to Philly and get that chaos going.
It'll be a good time,
Oh, it'll be an awesome time. But yeah, man. So okay, so you got a few shows coming up. I'll maybe see about making one or two of those if I possibly can. But yeah, man, I love you. I miss you. Tell Lauren I love her, miss her too. And yeah, anything else you want to say before we head out here? Plug your IG.
Good, man. We appreciate all the opportunities, and we'll see you shortly. IG is probably just Chris Mack Tattoo.
Chris Mack Tattoo. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Check him out. Cool work. Call him up. Guest spots, especially if you get him out here near me, that would be awesome. I'd love to see him. And yeah, I love you, man. I hope to see you later on in the year, man, and wish you all the best, especially with that second shop.
Thank you, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, take care, brother.
Bye.